Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the counselor's office. Scholars, subscribe to the channel. We're almost to 3,000 subscribers. We're doing a developer live stream recap. Just kind of go overing what we kind of reviewed. I'm just going to let the trailer, I'm going to go full screen just as well. We're just going to sit and chat. Chat's going to talk about how they feel about a lot of what's going on. But just to kind of go down the flow, and in my opinions, I'm going to do a full video breakdown of what I think about Edge of Fate currently. So they introduced another reveal, like they've done like 3 different trailers. It feels like 3 or 4 trailers, showcasing a cutscene of Jody, like back in time. I was getting Warframe 1977 vibes. Thank you for the, and they revealed it reveals mostly more stuff we've already seen. Now, the assistant director came on, and they did focus on showcasing world tiers, which is essentially level modifiers, like difficulties. It's like what we've already had, and it's just no different than like compared it to like Diablo 4, all that stuff, but it's in Destiny-fied. Like we've had campaign difficulties before, but they focused specifically saying that the world itself of Kepler is going to have world tier modifiers. So it's not just imagine playing Cosmodrome with world tiers, which would actually be kind of cool, to be honest. If they applied the system backwards to make older gear like more, I don't know, make it more of a challenge and have a reason to go back. But we'll get to going back to old content and the new content. They have power enabled, so when you get to the higher difficulties of Fabled and Mythic, these are going to be your more harder difficulty world tiers, essentially like Grandmasters and contest mode stuff in the world itself, which is a different kind of concept, but it goes into the fact that Bungie is hyper focusing on the world itself, which I'm going to give you my brutally honest opinion. The main reason you do any of this is for more material. They introduce more material that you grind out to trade in for gear. This is like one of the ways that you get higher tier loot. And that's what they said. Essentially, you'd be doing this, you higher tier activity to get more gear. They make it sound like you're going to be spending a lot of time in this, which maybe to get gear, you will. My biggest problem, which will bleed into the portal when we talk about it, is that there's no real reason to care. We know there's a raid. We know that they finally hinted that there's going to be a well, I'm jumping ahead, by the way. I'm jumping ahead. That we're going to have a world activity. Let me kind of scroll, see. It's way down here. Yeah, there's going to be a destination activity that it's its own thing. Similar to Vex Incursion and Wellspring. It's a 3-player activity. It's got hard mode elements. You're going, and here's the funny thing. The only reason you do this destination is rerolls of exotics. Yes. The thing that Bungie is nerfing in Edge of Fate, exotics, which will only be tier 2. One of the main destination activities allows you to re-roll them. I would be more excited if it was actually high tier loot exotics, but apparently it's going to be, you're going to be able to re-roll tier. Re-roll tier 2 loot. They didn't make any mention in this live stream about the different tier of exotic armor. Not a singular mention of that issue, which is a big issue that the community has asked, but there was no mention in this live stream about that. So they're trying to sell you an activity that is going to give you worse exotics than what you get right now. Remember, $40 for that activity, but it's going to be worse loot than what you have right now. All right, so there is going to be a new world activity, and they made it begrudgingly, like we wanted to keep this a secret, even though this is the 3rd live stream, and this is the most information we've gotten on the DLC. Like, the fact that they said it in a way that was begrudgingly was an insult to anyone that gives a shit about this game or has given a shit. Like, Bro's like, I can't believe we have to tell you what you're buying. Like, oh my God, Jim. I can't believe we're telling you what you're buying in the game. We thought you wanted just the free shit and you'd give us your money. We are getting free roam missions. So lost sectors are gone, right? From what it sounds like, the whole world is a lost sector or a dungeon-like area, and they have different regions, just like Diablo. This is a mash of Diablo and Metroid Prime. They're trying to make this more MMO-like, but there's a significant problem with this, is that Destiny 2 is not a real MMO. And it will probably never work as a real MMO because you have the years of ingraining the Destiny community in one way playing the game. If they want, they're trying to make this Destiny 3 without making Destiny 3. And that's the problem, is that the aspects that they're trying to push is very MMO-like, which generally would be okay. But MMO games are a completely different breed. Like Diablo has seasonal resets of all armor and characters and weapons, which is something that the Destiny 2 community absolutely hates. The Destiny 2, you could make a Destiny 3 and bring in an entire new population and people who are dedicated. But that's what they're doing. The world tiers, everything about this is Diablo 4. They have regions that you unlock, and then there's going to be free roam missions. Now, something that did pique my interest is side quests, which, let's be honest, Bungie always has certain amounts of side quests. For $2, Trucker Logic, that Warframe trailer ending was epic. Yes, it was very Warframe. Like, they are pulling from so many different aspects of other games. It is kind of funny. The world tier itself, like Diablo, they're trying to make it more MMO. I don't think it works for Destiny 2. Free roam activities, there's going to be world tiers with specific banes. You're going to go for materials, like there's specific materials you're going to do these missions for. Faded ciphers. Post game, there's a vendor that you're going to focus to try to buy stuff for, like gear wise. Like I said, tier 4, tier 5 gear, loot. Materials to purchase, Exiles Accord, attunement. There's going to be attunement for it as well, which we've seen in the past. Chance to get gear, high gear equal more. You're also going to do side quests that's going to build into the characters, which I'm going to be honest, I think that's good. I think one of the biggest issues that we've had in the past is just generic ass, hey guys, we're going to make you just do activities you've always done, like Altar of Sorrow 5 times just to get this piece of dialogue about a character. Now, these side quests is just like that, where it's just like, hey, do this generic XYZ pickup event, then these side quests are going to be fucking ass. But if they're done right, I'm okay with side quests giving more lore-based information. That's fine. Raid race. Essentially, just like how it's always been, do the legendary campaign. You'll be ready for day one. Outside of focusing on your builds, you'll be ready. So you don't have to, you just do the legendary campaign on 3 characters. You're set. You're good. That's good. They focused on the campaign a little bit. They gave us like something about a giant exile servitor, which gives me the Cosmodrome servitor strike vibes. That's what it gave me. Capstone missions. These are additional story missions. They're shorter experiences that impact the story. They are essentially weekly missions. Weekly missions. They're bringing weekly missions back, which used to be a thing. They're back. That's how you can get some pinnacles and whatnot, or at least power gear. I don't know about pinnacles, but power gear. Weekly missions are back. They did this hoopla about bringing something that's been in the game back. It's back. Time latch missions. These are specific missions that you can replay. Those are the weekly missions, I believe. Fable Mythics have specific modifiers. No, there's time latch missions and there's capstone missions. They're just the campaign, essentially. New exotic quest. We knew about this. Solo ops. So they talked about the portal. They showcased everything we've already seen about So power progression, like this whole segment is rehashing with a slight tidbit of new information. Like we're getting, like the new information is they showed more modifiers that we haven't seen before. They're showing, they told us that we're getting more modifiers and Ash and Iron, the mid-season release, and then the modifiers from events. So events are going to have their own modifiers. They're doing refreshes of the portal weekly. They're doing events with the portal. Like they're going to give special effects to the portal. Major updates are going to give new activities and ops refreshes. Powered progression, exotic missions. You can do stuff the portal all the time. So here's how their progression is going to go. The way they talked about it is you could do anything in the game to get to 200, which is the cap. Though they also go back and forth about the portal. So I don't know if it's anything in the portal or anything out of the portal. They just kind of vaguely mentioned, yeah, guys, you can do anything in the game for the pinnacle cap. But to get to the seasonal, which you need to do seasonal and to access the higher tier activities in order to gain access to like Conquest and like harder difficulty stuff to get the tier 4, tier 5 armor, you will have to do the portal only. That's right. You can only do portal activities for that and that for that power. Which we'll talk more about in a minute. Yes. You can do solo strikes, infusion. Upgrade modules are going away. You're going to be able to dismantle them for enhancement cores, and you're going to get some glimmer out of it. But essentially, the new enhancement, the unstable enhancements are going to be the new way to upgrade your gear. Upgrade modules go bye-bye. Older content, we'll drop it. We'll talk about that because they mentioned older content as legacy content, and that's very big for what we're going to talk about at the end. Seasonal hub. They showcased the seasonal hub with the which we've seen before already. They showed more currency. They showed armor requisition, arsenal credit. Like there's going to be so much crap that they give us from the portal, like in the expansion. We'll talk about that in a minute too. Crucible ops. You're gonna be. They said if you want to farm up to hit the cap to get your power progression done, you can play PvP all night long. You can do it. So there you go, PvP mains. That's the only information we have about PvP. You can stay in PvP, but they said nothing about tier 4, tier 5 armor. Nothing about that, which will matter in trials and comp. Guardian ranks. They've stripped objectives. They're making it more based on the portal and modifiers, playing contest mode, gaining power, or sorry, conquest, the conquest mode. Talking about conquest, fire team power is now gone. You can no longer pull other people up to light level. It is also, it is time gated. You won't be able to actually complete your seal until Ash and Iron. Apparently there is no replayability. Right now you could farm adept weapons. Apparently Conquest now is a one and done. Once you do it, you get one set of rewards. Conquest, gilding your Conquest title is now even more pointless because you can't even have the fun of grinding Grandmasters. That replayability is dead now, which I love playing Grandmaster Strikes. Maybe with the new changes, the modifiers, you can get equivalent gear like tier 4, tier 5. I don't know how that's going to work, but Conquest is now it's entirely a different thing. That isn't even like how it is now. Fire outside of that, there will be things that fire team power still exists, but it seems like end game stuff will not be based around fire team. And then book team. I don't know what that means. Anyways, all right. I don't know why I closed that. I actually needed to make sure I cover. So one of the biggest things, and we're going to talk about right now, is that the portal was advertised as helping guide new players. The whole reason for the portal was to make things simpler for new players. That was the whole point of this situation. This stream was so much, even for me, a veteran. I don't think there's any way in hell a new player is going to understand what the fuck they're doing in the portal. There is so many modifiers, so many things to tweak. You have to worry about the level difficulty, the tier, then you have to worry about the score. Because the reality is, they showcased a master hunt and they added a bunch of modifiers, and it only gives tier 2 armor, which is funny because the armor we have now will be better than the armor and a master tier activity, which is just what? What? And here's why I think that is, by the way, my personal opinion. This is my personal opinion. This is not fact. They're going to make it to where you can only do you have to buy Edge of Fate to get the tier 4, tier 5 stuff. Even the portal being free, I feel like they're going to force you to have to buy the expansion in order to get access to tier 4. They're going to bottleneck you and force you until the new free stuff comes in, and like Rise of the Ash and Iron and all the other free stuff. They are bottlenecking you to buy the expansion. That's my personal opinion. They mentioned Legacy, and they never once talk about the Legacy outside of the fact that you're getting upgrade modules with Legacy gear. This is very concerning. Yes, can they update the portal? Yes. But the portal is only 10% of the game. That means 90% of the game is going to be pointless to play. What even makes it more pointless is that you're not going to be able to choose modifiers to play the game how you want to play. There's only like a certain amount of activities on the portal. That is going to be so fucking boring. We're getting one new raid. You're only going to do Conquest, which is also a challenge, one time. The replayability, to sum it up, you're playing the campaign and the world tiers to get high tier loot. What the fuck are you using this high tier loot for? Just a raid? Because none of the rest of the content matters anymore. Vol Glass, no one gives a shit. Apparently the armor doesn't matter there either. Like, they're soft sunsetting 90% of the game, which is paid. There's a bunch of paid content that's being sunset now. Let that sink in. They're soft sunsetting paid content. Instead of putting this system right here, I'm pausing the screen. Imagine you could do this for Vault of Glass. This is what people have been wanting in the game for years, to be able to choose how they want to play, to do ultimate/contest mode in any raid, any activity, to choose how you play. But it's only like 10% of the game that's in the portal, and Bungie chooses for you. That's right. You paid for this content, but Bungie's telling you how you get to play. You don't get to choose what you want to play, which is funny. They talk about limited time events like the exotic destination. It's limited time. That means you have to just wait for it to pop up to be able to do it. You can't choose to just farm exotics when you want to. Like, it is so stupid. This is so anti-gamer, anti-consumer. Like, if you buy the Final Shape right now, you are buying soft sunsetted activities. Like, this is it's absurd. It's bullshit. Not only is the portal anti-new player because it's so confusing as fuck, it's anti-consumer. Seriously, it's anti-consumer, man. Ask. It's just, how can you defend this? All right, let me get back on track. We're still doing the video, but let me get on track. Again, PvP is being neglected. Nothing on new maps. We don't know it. No new strikes. No mention of strikes. They did mention the raid, which is good. We're getting 2 different versions of it. But here's the deal. Like I said, who gives a shit about, like, they're bottlenecking the activity. Why should I give a shit about farming new armor? The whole point of the world of Kepler is to farm armor. But what the fuck am I using that for when it's only 10% of the game? Like, we're talking about player retention and player burnout. You limit what players have on playability, they're not going to come back. You cannot tell a new player, yeah, guy, your armor is only good for these activities. That's it. Oh, okay, well, then I'm just not going to give a shit. And it's just baffling to me that we're going to have gear that's already better. Like, literally, right here. They're upgrading this Master Huntress. I get this being tier 4, Grandmaster, tier 5 is Ultimate, but they're doing a Master activity that was like B or A tier, and it was like A or B or whatever, and you're getting tier 2 loot. Like, it's just absurd. The amount of work that you have to do to, like, get base armor, especially since everyone's pretty much going to have tier 3 going into Edge of Fate. Like, I get tier 4 and tier 5 being hard. I'm not asking for handouts. No one's asking for handouts. Just make it make sense. Make it the equivalent exchange, which is not happening. Exotics are going to be worse in Edge of Fate. Like, why the fuck would I care about destination activity when it's worse than what we have now? Pinnacle cap, like Conquest, the new player experience is not changing. There's nothing about the new player experience that Bungie has advertised or explained. And it's just an overall, just a shittier experience. It really is. It's just a shittier experience. They have done nothing to improve the new player experience. It is just baffling to me. But yeah, PvP, you got nothing, no new maps, nothing. You're just kind of there. It feels bad. It feels like you're getting less content, like you're going to play less. They talk about how much content you're going to be able to. You're not really doing a lot of content, though. You're not doing that much. And the bad thing is, again, they focus heavily on the free stuff. Why? I like the new armor system. I like this modifier system. I like it. But when you gatekeep half your game, more than 90% of your game, it makes it a worse experience. I think this is going to kill Destiny more than it helps it. I think the new players' experience just got worse. I think your dedicated players are going to distance themselves from the game. And people, I actively have to tell people, don't buy older content because it's fucking pointless. Do not buy any content from Destiny anymore because now they're soft sunsetting it. There's no reason to go do Salvation's Edge raid because none of it actually matters except for maybe weapons, but even then they're not going to be tiered. You're actively going to be wasting your time buying other content. Unless you just want the supers. Outside of supers, right? Outside of Prismatic, sure, buy it for Prismatic, but don't waste your time actually trying to do anything else. Let's see. I want to see what chat had to say. Not a lot of votes out of 100, but we got mostly hell no. We got mostly hell no's on the replies out of like 140, 50 people on YouTube alone. This is ridiculous. Listen, I want Destiny to be good. There's going to be people who are going to be upset that I am shitting on this. I want you to know that I like some of these systems. I like the modifiers. We've always wanted to be able to choose what we wanted, but now we have the system, but we can't even play it where we want to play it. That's the thing. The community has asked for contest mode raids to be able to just play for years. And we're not even getting it. What's worse is that Bungie introduced the Explorer modes for dungeons, and that's gone. That would have made sense in this system if right here it had normal advanced and it has Explorer mode for dungeons. That's gone. I'm not impressed. I cannot in good conscience advocate for anyone to buy this. I cannot advocate anyone to buy this because they're actively making the game worse. Not because these systems are bad overall, they're confusing as fuck for new players, but they're bottlenecking what you can do. And they're also essentially force feeding you to do the new expansion to probably get the best loot in the game or best tiered, which again, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck about having tier 5 gear if it's only the portal that it works on? And they even said it themselves that once you hit the pinnacle cap, the seasonal cap is only the portal. Again, why are we bottle capping? Let players play your stupid game how they want to play it. I don't understand. And I will die on this hill. Every Bungie pincher, every Bungie ball fondler, every Bungie shill, Maddox, any Astacross, any other YouTuber that wants to suck the dick of YouTube, ship it and clip it, or sorry, of Bungie, ship it and clip it. If they want to suck the dick of $1 billion company, I don't give a shit. There is no excuse why we cannot play a game that we purchased and play it how the fuck we want to play it. I didn't spend hundreds of dollars on content to be told, sorry, you can only play this amount, and when we decide you can play it, we'll refresh it, maybe, and you might see what you want that you paid for, but as for this, it's all legacy content. We're ignoring it now. This is the new, and you're gonna play it and you're gonna like it. Fuck you. Suck my balls. Every content creator that thinks it's a good thing or not a bad thing, you can get on your knees and suck my balls like you do Bungie. There is no excuse. I've never played a game where it has forced players to ignore 90% of its content. Play how you fucking want to play. Guys, when you have people like this shilling for Bungie, guys, this is the guys, we have Bungie shills. This is the problem. This is why people don't want to play Destiny, because they feel that they need to invest in Destiny, but then they're like, nah. Like if you're going to soft sunset, make Destiny 3. This is the reality. This is the reality. They're trying to make Destiny 3 and Destiny 2, so they're trying to soft sunset the rest of the game to make you get this illusion that, hey guys, this is Destiny 3. They think that the Destiny community, which there are some people who are dumbasses, but they think we're all stupid. And we're not. We're not stupid. Even the people who act like they're stupid are not stupid. They know exactly what Bungie's doing. And it's unacceptable. It's absolutely unacceptable. It really is. Again, I don't want to make this as just like ranty, hate to hate. I'm giving actual feedback that you cannot sunset or soft sunset 90% of the game and it be okay. This needs to be fixed. This needs to not be a thing. The exotic changes that are making exotics worse, that needs to be reverted. They've yet to talk about that. Like, I need a reason to care about armor tier 5 or doing these world tiers. No one is going to give a shit about world tier 4 and 5 or the fabled and mythic that they showcase. No one's going to replay Kepler 5 fucking times for armor that isn't going to be fucking used for only 10% of the game. No one's going to go back and explore Kepler after they've gotten their loot. Once you've done everything that Kepler has to offer, it's just a dead space. And then half the other game is dead space now too. I like Destiny. I want it to succeed, but it's going to fail. These changes are going to kill the game. New players aren't getting help that they need. This is just making it more fucking confusing for them. Because it's just I am a veteran, but this is confusing for a new player because they're going to go to the portal and they're like, okay, what do I need to do? There's not like a timeline for new players to play like the story or anything like that, except for just clicking the new expansion. Like, the new player experience should have been, hey, we're going to throw you into the specific playlist that walks you through Destiny, and then we're going to step-by-step teach you modifiers. I think at base, having these here is great. I think having them for people who know what they're doing, like, I like this. This is great. But selling the portal activity as being the go-to for new players, like, this just makes no sense. A new player should not be able to click on master or expert. It should be preset automatically. They should be capped at normal, and that should be the only thing they can touch. And they shouldn't be able to touch modifiers until they've gone through the tutorial. Maybe they will. I don't know. Maybe they've unlocked enough levels that it does that. I don't know. But having 90% of the game locked away is not going to help a new player. Again, I'm spitting facts. This isn't new player friendly. They didn't do anything for the new player experience. This is going to piss off your returning players because they don't want to come back to this shit. They're trying to turn Destiny into an MMO, or Destiny 2, should I say, which is fine if they made a Destiny 3 and an MMO, but it's like putting water and oil together. The Destiny community, a large chunk of it, will not like this. I personally don't mind. I'm going to make that clear. I don't mind. The world tiers, I played Diablo, whatever. My problem is there's no fucking reason for it. I would love to see world tiers in like the rest of the game. Like, I load up into a server world tier with EDZ and we do a public event that's Grandmaster. Fire. Fucking fire. Finally, I give a shit about a challenge in the world. I can do a public event that gives me good loot and it's a challenge. Fire. That would be badass. Fucking load up contest mode. Nessus these nuts in my face. Like, come on, mess me up. But no, that's the kind of stuff that we're not innovating. We're not actually improving the world. They're abandoning the world. I find it so funny. For $5, Damien, I find it so funny. People like Maddox will say all the problems are from corporate, but then enable those same people making excuses. I mean, his livelihood depends on Destiny doing well. You can tell whose job depends on banking from Bungie. Listen, it's just the end over thoughts. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of emotion in this video. I'm saving the specific breakdown, the objectivity, the logical pinpoint facts in a separate video. This is just my honest take from someone who loves the game. I do love Destiny. I know that might come off weird for people. I do like the changes, the armor system. I love it. The set bonuses, love it. I love the modifiers. Great. But when you make it only 10% of the game, it makes me hate it. It makes me hate that now, like Bungie is actively telling me, play our game less. I'm not joking. Like, especially if day one raids don't matter based on power, it tells me play our game less. I feel like I could play Edge of Fate casually and not miss a damn thing. I feel like I could just miss half the expansion into the half of the into the season, and it's okay. Like, I'm not gonna miss anything. Maybe that's what they want. They want to turn Destiny into more of a casual game. I just don't understand how you could remove content that people are paying for. Like, they're not removing it, they're soft sunsetting it, right? That's their workaround. How can we get around removing content? We just make it pointless. It's there, but you never have any reason to do it. Now, there is an argument. There is a fair argument to be had. Destiny 1 did that too. You're right. Destiny 1 absolutely did do the same thing where it kind of soft sunset activities. And you know what? People hated it then too. People hated Destiny 1 for that very reason. They hated that. They hated that old content was abandoned. In fact, that's one reason Bungie brought all that content back in Rise of Iron and the Taken King. Mostly Rise of Iron. They brought those activities back. They brought all the raids back up to level. They brought a new Prison of Elders activity. They brought that stuff back. It's because we live in a day and age that people mostly who are invested in this game don't want their shit being pointless. And honestly, I'm going to say it loud and I'm going to say it proud. Paid content should not be ignored. Paid content should never be ignored. I do not care. Let me say it in the back for every gamer, as a gamer who advocates for the gamers, who doesn't give a shit about billion-dollar companies who can suck my nuts, and any shill who wants to support Bungie and support their decision to do this, fuck you. Paid content should not be abandoned. You pay for it. Bungie should continue to support it. It's no different than EA canceling the Crew, canceling online games, and then you have no access to it anymore. It's the same equivalency. I'm anti removing content. I'm anti making content abandoned. I'm anti all those. I will always stand up for the gamers. And if you see any content creator try to justify this, know that they don't care about you. They don't care about the communities. They don't care about gamers. They only care about themselves and the corpo company that is having their hand up their ass like a puppet. Gamers are for the gamers. Everything Bungie's doing so far is anti-gamer, anti-consumer. And that's the video. I would love to see someone get sued, but we don't have any consumer rights or protections in America, unfortunately, which is why people are trying to make a change over in the EU, which I hope they succeed, because we need more pushback. We need more legislation. We need to hold these companies accountable. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm not excited for Edge of Fate. I'm actually more concerned because there's just no reason to continue playing. I mean, even if I bought the Edge of Fate, there's no reason to continue playing. They've bottlenecked what's there. So that's my thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below. I know this is going to be a divisive video, and my butt hurt you because your favorite content creator says it's the greatest thing since bread and cheese, but you know, fuck them. I don't care. If they're not pro gamer, they're pro stupid. There it is. If you're a gamer and you're not pro gamer, you're pro stupid. And doesn't matter what content creator you love, if they're against the players, then they're a piece of shit and you shouldn't listen to them.